John demoing before, starting with the clean, it's like the cleanest clean of all the range. So with the gain, I personally like it just below 12 o'clock. It's kind of like where it just starts to wake up a little bit, and the volume's pushed. You get this kind of super clean, very rich. And super dynamic as well when I dig in. It's very three-dimensional. So from there, you get this low and high switch. The high mode, channel 1, adds in another valve gain stage. So it's a very linear progression. It goes from that clean sound to this kind of Marshall JTM AC30 kind of a thing, where it's breaking up really sweetly. I personally love that sound. It's quite hard to find in a channel switching amplifier, because normally it's one extreme to another, clean to high gain and nothing in between. This has that in between. Channel 2 then picks up where that leaves off essentially, so it's kind of like more of a 70s, 80s kind of British sound. A bit more compressed. Still very dynamic when I turn the guitar down. And then same as channel 1, it has the option to go to that higher gain, adding in another valve stage. So on top of that sound, and still cleans up well. So that's the full progression of the 4 gain modes. I think they all work really well together. They all sit nicely, and each one has its own purpose. So it's easy to identify the kind of feel that you want just by going from one gain stage to the next. So on top of that, there's a reverb on board as well, which I think sounds really, really nice. It's this very rich kind of studio type reverb. It's not so much a spring, it's more of a plate, at least it sounds to me, which means that you can actually use it with the higher gain sound. Sometimes reverb gets really muddy and overly compressed, but this stays out of the way. Even at some higher settings on the reverb, you can still use it with a bit of gain. So that's kind of the whole topology of the amp. Everything else is global, so global 3-band EQ, global presence, global master volume. So you're hearing everything as well through the new Pure Path, which is the new reactive load with direct box capabilities. The nice thing is that it's super simplified, so it's purely passive. There's no IRs or cabinet switching or anything like that. You just have the switches that you see on the front, which just voice it subtly differently. So you get a ceramic or Alnico speaker, open or closed back cabinet, and moving the mic either from the center of the cone to the edge, and a presence boost and cut, and that's it. So it makes it really easy to get a great sound and that feels right too, without jumping to a radically different kind of EQ profile, which some cabinet simulators can do.
So it's on silent now, right? So it's just going through the
exactly. So you're hearing a feed from the amp via the pure path into this QSC monitor, and as you heard, I mean, it's super punchy, super dynamic. If I were to switch into an actual speaker cabinet, yes, it's going to sound different, but it's not night and day, which some of these kind of devices can feel like a completely different amplifier you're playing through. It still seems like the same amp. So if I go from the clean channel in the high mode through the speaker and I'll switch to this 1x12, you'll hear it's not radically different. So I feel like the mid-range is still really strong on both. Oftentimes you find with this kind of solution, the mid-range is the first thing that just disappears. But even with this kind of solution, it means you can record silently if you wanted to, or use studio monitors at home and you get the same kind of EQ curve that an actual speaker cabinet has.
The range on that one is even wider. So
yes,
yeah,
there's definitely a lot more lows coming out of that. It's almost competing with what the 2x12 can do, just the amount of power that has in the low end. But the thing I really like is that the feel is basically the same. At least it feels like I'm playing through the same amplifier, even with radically different speaker cabinet options.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds really good.
Is there anything in particular that you guys wanted to hear tonally?
I think you covered it all.
Great. Good stuff.
I mean, like if you want to go into maybe into the 212,
Let's just hit 3.
Because I know that you said that you had an original Hotcat, right?
I had an original Hotcat.
So this one's closer to the original, I think, probably than the standard. I mean, we've gone through the whole amp really and just expanded it so the mid-range is kind of lifted, it's punchier. One of the coolest things is the progression from each mode and each channel. It's a lot smoother, a lot more linear. So in the standard one, it's great, but you would find yourself having to readjust the controls sometimes. And because you can foot switch between modes, it kind of sometimes took away from that depending on your settings. Whereas now you can literally just kind of cycle through all of those modes, all the channels, and it just escalates in a really natural way.
Yeah, the problem for me with a lot of amps, it's like you said, it's like 3 identities in an amp. So if you want to go from the cleaner sounds to higher gains, it still sounds like the same amp. That's exactly the biggest problem I had with a lot of switching amps. Oh yeah, there's a fantastic Metallica sound, but that's it. And the clean sound sounds like something else.
I was a bit worried with this amp that would be overlooked a little bit, because the Hotcat implies that it's all about that sort of higher gain thing. But the channel 1 high mode is my favourite sound. I could just do everything. If I turn the gain up higher, but stay on that lower, so channel 1 but high gain mode, but with higher gain on the pot, it's like you can do everything with that sound, especially just by using the guitar controller. So I can get that super clean thing. Something that channel switching amps don't really do very well, I find. But that one does. That one does it cool. So there we go. And that was through the 2x12, right?
Yes.
So much punch from that. Nice.
Do you want to try the Les Paul?
Yeah? Yeah, let's do that.
Where is that one? You want the which one? Not the
Heritage?
Not the Heritage. No.
Yeah, the second one in the rack there, please.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I swap you for the...
That's it. Back's gone. I think. Well.
You know what, this is the kind of Les Paul that sounds like a telly, so there's actually not a huge... It's very similar.
We had to pick that one, right?
It's an actual Les Paul.
But in a great way.
Yeah.
And this same sound that I love, this high gain on channel 1, exemplifies exactly that. It just sounds like whatever guitar is plugged into it without colouring it in a really drastic way. So if I do the same kind of a thing... so articulate in the mid-range. There's all this punch on every single note, even with not a lot of distortion in the amp. It's still got this very, very present quality. Obviously with the higher gain stuff, if I go to channel 2, the low mode, it's the same thing where it's got all this character just of this guitar coming through. Anything else you guys wanted to hear in particular?
All good. I think you
Cool.
covered it all.
Impressive.
Yeah,
That's
very.
great. Thank you.
Sounds great.
Thank you guys. Thank you for switching cabs.
Oh, no worries.